Hi, my name is Lana Rock DeWild, and in this episode, I'm building the foundation and floor joists for my 18 by 14 frame house in Fairbanks, Alaska. I moved here from Wasilla, where I had a little house I built in Wasilla. I took job interviews across Alaska and got a job in Fairbanks, Alaska as a wildland firefighter. So I'm building a little house here so I have a place to live. Right here, I'm moving an 8-inch by 8-inch by 20-foot log onto the two lower cement foundation blocks. This is an 8-inch by 8-inch 18-foot log that's being stacked on top of the two 20-foot logs. This is my first time working and building a house on a hill, and now I'm learning that these logs fall downhill. Well, that's what I wanted to do today, is get those 4 in place. So it's getting late, I could head back in now. Tomorrow I'll use the generator to drill holes in the cement and screw this down. I'm also gonna have to cut notches like there and drop these so it sits flat on all 4 corners with the chainsaw. And then on this one, I'm gonna have to use cement screws to screw this piece to there. So happy to call it a night now and head back up the hill and then down the hill. Easy. All right, time to build a cabin or house. This is not logs, this is gonna be a frame house. Right here I'm marking the logs so I know where I need to cut with the chainsaw. All the logs will need to be notched so they fit together. I spent a good hour on this chainsaw the evening before cleaning it, and then I changed the chain out so it has a nice sharp chain. I forgot to draw the cutting lines on this one. On this house, I'm going to try to do it factory style. So every time I have to do one thing, if I have to do it 8 times, I'll do it all at that point in time and then move to the next step. This is the last corner that I need to notch. Currently, I have neighbors who live in the house right there that you see, and they're being really nice and letting me park on their driveway because it's wide enough and they can get by me. And so I kind of pull up towards their house and park there because I can't drive down onto my driveway. Can't pin me down. Can't pin me down. Okay, I had to charge my 2 phones or I wouldn't have been able to keep videoing or anything. So yeah, I stacked those 2 logs. Now I'm just gonna put this on time lapse while I get ready to do the next step, which is screw them down to the cement blocks. However, this isn't really level, so I'm not sure if I really want to screw it down yet. I decided to jack the house up using a jack from my car and then putting blocks under there and jack the other corner up also. That way I could see how much I needed to make it actually level. Okay, so instead of going forward with it not level, I decided to level it completely. So that means I need to get more paved blocks like this one. And I measured that distance right there. And I'm gonna go to Lowe's and try to find something for that side. And this one just might be another block of this actually. So I measured that one too. And then yeah, gonna go to Lowe's and get it done. Yeah, there's that cement block. I bought a cement block for this end down here that was just the right height and it fit perfectly, but for the other 2 corners I had to make cement blocks. Okay, I'm gonna bring these home so I could mix concrete and make 2 blocks. And I'm cutting this wire right here and then folding it up and putting it inside of my containers so that when I pour the cement, it gets solidified in there and I have really solid, strong blocks. I drew markers on my 2 containers so I knew how far I needed to fill them so they were just the right thickness for the foundation. I put both containers by the Toyo stove, and I had to wait for about a week. I didn't want to put logs on them if they weren't completely solid. Now it was time to put those cement blocks into place. Right here I'm unloading some 1/4-inch plywood that I'll be dropping in between the floor joists. And then I came back up there and grabbed the 2 cement blocks, and right when I dropped them out of the back of the truck, they nicely fell out of the containers. So these are my 2 cement blocks I made, and this thinner one goes on the top right there, and this thicker one goes on the bottom, and I'm hoping this whole thing will be leveled at that point in time. And I'll use that to verify. It's fully leveled, finally. So now I can start putting the floor joists on. So yeah, I'll be cutting those 14 feet long and putting them 16 inches apart, and I'll be putting 1 by 3 inch pieces on the bottom so I could drop the plywood in. So yeah, they'll go right there that away. Woohoo! Right here I'm marking these 20-foot logs 16 inches apart so that I could know where the floor joists will go. And then I'm marking the floor joists so I know where to cut them. On my last 2 houses, I cut 1 floor joist at a time. This time I'm going to mark all the floor joists and cut them all the same time. Right here, I'm screwing down the corner of the house and drilling holes in the pavement blocks so that it's secured to the blocks. I use 4-inch wood screws to screw all the corners of these logs together. Here's where I laid all the lumbers out and cut them all at once, and then I got all the floor hanging joists, and so I laid all the hardware out, and then I went and did one end of all the hardware and then all the other hardware on the other end, and so it was more like factory style. In the past I used to do 1 joist at a time. Right here I'm screwing the 1-inch by 3-inch boards onto the bottom so that it makes a T. That way I could drop the plywood in. Right here I'm starting and filling a generator I've never used before. I just bought it at Costco. Now I finished putting that 1-inch by 3-inch strips on the bottom of the floor joists.
Why you look so sad? Come on now, mama. Ain't nothing here so bad. You got fast cars, movie stars, party on down the street. With Mary Jane, good cocaine, plenty down there.
I got the first 2 floor joists into place, and now it was time to go up the hill and go home for bed.
Now don't you want to play?
I checked my subscribers and seen I was almost reaching 1,000 subscribers.
I need 17 more subscribers, man. 17 more! 17 more! Come on, babies! Subscribe! 17 more! 17 more! Woman, Billy, home in the woods! Yes, yes, yes!
But baby, I don't work down there.
I actually got 17 more subscribers, so now I met 1,000 subscribers, and now I'm at 1,200. So a lot of people subscribed in the last few days. I love it. Thank you so much. I started building even faster when that happened. These are 16-inch strips of plywood dropped between all of the joists, and then after that's done, I could seal it with spray foam insulation if there's any holes, and then I'm gonna put the fiberglass insulation in there. Currently, I'm working full-time as a wildland firefighter, so I build this house after work, and on this day it was Seward's Day when Alaska was bought from Russia. Ooh, ooh.